lives. We interview the world's leading apologists to provide credible answers to curious questions.
Frank, give us a 4-point case for Christianity.
Point 1, does truth exist? Obviously, the Bible can't be true if there's no truth. Of course, if there is no truth, then any book written by an atheist can't be true either. So I think it's pretty obvious or pretty easy to say that truth does exist, because if someone ever says to you, there is no truth, you simply say, is that true? Is it true that there is no truth? Because if it's true that there is no truth, the claim there is no truth can't be true, but it claims to be true. So that's point 1.
What's point 2?
Point 2 is, does God exist? Because you can't have a word from God if there is no God. If there's no God, throw the Bible away and every other book that talks about God. But Bobby, I think there's very good evidence that there really is a spaceless, timeless, immaterial, powerful, moral, personal, intelligent, sustaining cause out there. And one piece of evidence for this being is that the universe exploded into being out of nothing. Once there was no space, once there was no matter, once there was no time, and then the entire space-time continuum leapt into existence out of nothing. Now, if that's the case, whatever caused space, matter, and time can't be made of space, matter, and time. In other words, the cause must be spaceless, timeless, immaterial, powerful to create the universe out of nothing, intelligent to do it in a fine-tuned way because the universe is fine-tuned as well, and also personal in order to choose to create, because impersonal forces can't choose to create anything, only a person can. So from the cosmological argument, just one argument alone with a little bit of fine-tuning in there, you've got a spaceless, timeless, immaterial, powerful, intelligent, personal creator.
And you could get into a lot more evidences,
sure,
obviously.
Absolutely.
But what's the third point?
Point 3 is, are miracles possible? Because obviously the Bible can't be true if miracles are not possible. But I think there's very good evidence that miracles have occurred, and certainly the greatest miracle in the Bible has already occurred, and that is the first verse. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. If that verse is true, every other verse is at least believable. What I just went through some of the evidence, or at least the argument for the first verse of the Bible being true. If that verse is true, then every other miracle claim in the Bible could be true. So when people tell me I don't believe in miracles, I normally say, look around, you're living in one. This universe is a miracle. So that's the third point.
Okay, so let's wrap it up. What's the fourth point?
The fourth point is, after does truth exist, does God exist, and are miracles possible, is the question, do the New Testament documents tell us the truth about history? In other words, are the New Testament documents historically reliable? And I think there's a lot of great evidence that they are telling us the truth. One piece of evidence, certainly not exhaustive, doesn't prove the case completely, but one piece that I like to use is embarrassing testimony. For example, the New Testament documents are filled with embarrassing details that they never would have invented if they're making up the story. For example, the disciples run away at the crucifixion. Yeah. And who are the brave ones? The women. Now, the women are the brave ones. Is any man going to make that up? I mean, the men wrote this document, or these documents, and they're saying they were Mr. Sissy Pants, why the women went down and discovered the empty tomb? I don't think so. In fact, one lady came up to me once, she said, I know why Jesus appeared to the women first. I said, why? And she said, because he wanted to get the story out. I go, that is an excellent point. I had not thought of that. Now, there's other evidence too. There's early testimony. There's eyewitness testimony, embarrassing testimony I just mentioned. There's excruciating testimony. These guys died for what they said they saw. There's extra biblical testimony, other writers talking about this. There is also expected testimony that deals with Old Testament prophecy. All of these arguments are in the book Stealing from God, Why Atheists Need God to Make Their Case.
Frank, thanks for coming on the 5-Minute Apologist.
The 5-Minute Apologist. That was excellent, man.